What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We're back with some more SABATON. This time we're checking out the song Wehrmacht. Okay, now, there's a lot of information regarding this. I'm just going to read a little excerpt here. This is from the track Coat of Arms, and it's focused on the rank and file of the Wehrmacht. The millions of German men who between the 1st of September 1939 and the 15th of May 1945 fought and died to claim the Europe Peninsula and mainland in the name of the Third Reich. And there's a couple of other information here and everything. It's like a whole text or whatnot. But we're going to let Joachim tell it to me like he always does. So let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. Oh. Very interesting choice of chords in the chord progression. It's almost like one of the things that you see after like a superhero gets done powering up, right? And then you left with like the aftermath. And every time the chord switches to dun, 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 it shows like a different type of snapshot of the powered up warrior or something like that. And of course, with the drums and everything, with the rhythm kind of coming in, it really kind of gives more of a like a mission, and not necessarily a Mission Impossible, but I don't know. I'm getting action hero, menacing action hero. I just transformed type of vibe from that chord progression. All right. Guitar solo. Crying in the background. So it's to my understanding that these guys that went in and did what they needed to do, and I'm going to loosely kind of see if I understand this, were actually doing something. Hold on. They were actually doing something as part of a bigger goal. It says here that, that the Wehrmacht soldiers were not the same as the Nazi Party or the SS. The crimes of the latter are not automatically applied to the former. It just says that the crimes of the Nazi Germany, especially the Holocaust, simply could not have happened without the Wehrmacht doing the heavy lifting of destroying the majority of resistance in occupied lands, giving Himmler and those under him a free hand to perform their task and exterminate Jews and undesirables. So I think that it's safe to say that they were pretty much just acting on orders, not knowing what was to follow, right? So that leaves the bigger question is, if they knew that these things were to follow, right, then would they have still done what they did? Yeah.
Time and again, the battle rages on beyond the gates of misery. As casualties rise, and millions die around them, did they see it all?
Yeah.
Racing madmen on a leash, or young men who lost their way. And illusions of the Reich may seem real at times. Panzers on a line, born the Wehrmacht's spine, lethal grand design. What about the men executing orders? Panzers on a line, born the Wehrmacht's spine, lethal grand design. What about the men executing orders?
It kind of reminds me, and this is like the craziest analogy, it kind of reminds me of like, let's say that you were a screw and think of the movie Sausage Party, right? If you guys seen that, where all the food wanted to be is they wanted to go home because they thought it was like this grand thing. They thought it was awesome to be taken off the shelf and taken home to this mystical wonderland or whatnot, right? They thought this was a good thing. And then obviously they went home and it turned out that it was absolutely like horrible, you know what I mean? But the screw analogy, let's say that you are a screw, you're like a living screw, and all you wanted to do was to be screwed in something and be a part of a big grand design. But then as you're screwed in, all your other buddies are screwed in, you realize that this is actually you're a screw that's part of a lethal killing machine, right? You thought you were doing your job, you assumed that it was for the good, and in this case, for war, trying to get one over the other. But you were sold an illusion, right? And now it's too late. You've given your uppers the ability to do something terribly, terribly. You know what I mean? So it's interesting when he says, madman's on a leash, kind of people who just like, they're dying and everything, or like poor lost souls of people who just simply was oblivious to what was going on. So this is interesting that Sabaton decided to, this is interesting. Okay, so I had to look that up. So to victory, right? Hold on. I want to look this up. Non-CB. Oh, that's actually part of one word. It means not for self, but for country. So to victory, not for self, but for country. To victory, not for self, but for country. This part right here, it's almost like the war going on, and then this chorus explosion is the realization.
Young men who lost their way, grand illusions of the reich, making real at times. Panzers on a line, on the Wehrmacht's line, lethal grand design. What about the men executing orders? Panzers on a line, on the Wehrmacht's line, lethal grand design. What about the men?
This also reminds me of that movie Ants, right? Remember the general, right? And he pretty much wanted to build like a more powerful colony, right? But what they didn't know is what they were actually building. To the general was the means to the end, and he could sacrifice all those ants if it meant that he could, I'm forgetting the plot. I think he was just meaning to kind of get out of that anthole, and he kept saying that it was for the good of the colony. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of vibes that I'm getting, but I could also be reading too much into this. But this is a very interesting take on history. Not take. These are all historical facts. It's just a very interesting choice for Sabaton to cover. I got to do some more research on this. I do know they have a history channel. Sometimes I watch that stuff off camera because the reactions are, the videos are really, really long and I only got a short amount of time. I think I want to follow this because I need to know a little bit more information. Of course, I read you guys' comments, so feel free to oblige me. All right. And that rhymed. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. That rhymes as well. Dave's out.